Back to episode 11 of Stationeers Titan playthrough. So we are heading towards our month in. We've got some degree of stability. Last time we expanded the mining. This time we need to add additional centrifuges to process that. And I also want to start work on some gas recapture. We may have to take some detours along the way to upgrade the power system. The battery seems to be holding up all right at the moment though, so we'll see how we go. Before we go out, let's eat. We may as well continue with the cereal bars for now. So let's do that. Yeah, oxygen critical. This is why we need to sort out the gas processing. Because as I grow the greenhouse and expand it to use all that space, and at some point I will be expanding this hab a bit further, as we do that I am going to reach a point where we are not going to be able to keep up the CO2 demands of that. So let's get going. Just check the status of various bottles and batteries before we go anywhere. Let's vent that. And let's snag that. And let's go. Okay, so the first thing to do is to see whether we have enough materials to construct additional centrifuges. This one's got stuck open again. I might need to adjust that setting to close it below 2. Yeah, that should solve it, I think. Right. Let's go see whether or not we can make a couple more. Right, that reagent mix I think is the evil one that did for us last time. Anyway, right, let's go see what we need. I know we need steel sheets for making them up, but I actually don't think we need anything too exotic, no. So if I want to make 2 more, I need a little bit more iron in there, and I need 10 copper. And there is 1 copper, which is not 10. I'll have it anyway. Don't think we've got much left, have we? No, but we've got enough between that and that to make one more at least. So let's get one more building. And we're going to need quite a lot of chutes. So I may as well, right, let's get that out of the way, let's get that out of the way. And that can go down there for a minute. Okay, we're still okay for iron, we're actually getting through at quite a rate, but reasonable amount there I guess. Let's grab that silver. Let's put that on there. 37 in that stack. And the rest are off. No, that's not. So, okay. Right, so I've got 206 iron. Let's stack this as well. Right, okay. Well, at least I can see what I've got. I've also had an idea for all this pollutant ice that's building up as well. I'll have to go find half of it because I've been throwing it around the map. But we'll see how we go. Just going to see how that was getting on. Right, I'm going to make a full batch of these. That should make 17. So I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to stick that in there. How are we doing for steel? Not brilliantly at this point. No, not brilliantly, but I'm going to need some steel frames. It's going to only make 4, but 4 is better than 0. I'll take it. Right, okay, let's at least go and wait before I spend all my steel on that. Just thought I need steel sheets for the centrifuges. I think I need 4 each. Good job I thought of that. Right, what I haven't got is any copper left to make, or not enough copper left to make enough cable to wire it, I don't think. Pretty sure I'm completely out. We'll get that going. We might have enough resources between all these things to just about get one more centrifuge online anyway. Yeah. See how we do. Right, let's go. So I'm actually going to stack these on top of those. I think I can probably just build it literally in the air. Yes, I can. Does not need a frame underneath, which is nice. I'll align it to the top of the walls because at some point we might want to neaten it up a bit. Some walls rather than just having them flying, but I think that should hit the spot. Oh no, I've done one too far across. Huh. Wrench. No, I didn't want to construct it, I want to deconstruct it. Crowbar. Trying to guess where it needs to go in three-dimensional space without anything to guide is actually quite difficult. Right. So it needs to be there, I think. Oop, that's right. No, it's still one too far back. Okay. Must have been exactly where I just put it. Right. Okay. So is it there? It's lined up. Okay, I get it. Right. It's there. There we go. Right. That was unnecessarily difficult. That is, however, now lined up. Okay, so next thing to do is to figure out how I'm going to connect all of this. So that actually we're going to need a second run along the top here because we're going to have 2 of these. So what I'm going to actually want to do is to put a junction on here which goes like that. I'm going to want to replace that one there with a junction. Please don't eject while I'm doing this, that would be really annoying. No, get in there, come on. That's it. No. Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Okay. It's difficult because I was being blown around, I couldn't actually keep it on the spot. Right, there we go. Okay, that's now connected those there. Yep, okay, that's good. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to split these. Come on, get down on there, stop blowing away. Right, so I think if I put a flip-flop, probably an overflow splitter on there. Let me try and work this out. We're going to have one that's going to need to sit here to feed the one above there. So I could put one overflow there and one overflow there. That would be neatest. Right, get it in there. Overflow. There, and go upwards. That's it. Right, and then that should become a simple straight corner. We will switch that out for an overflow later. For now, it goes in there as a corner. And then hopefully, if I can get across here, this one should come out of here, lined up. Yeah, so it should come out of here. And go that way. Didn't even need quite as many chutes as that. Thought I'd need more than I did. Whoops. And one last one in there. Okay, so that's actually all the chutes set up, except that we'll want to switch that to an overflow, which I'm not sure I want to do quite. That's probably okay. Yeah, fine. It's not really quite right, but it'll do for now. Just need to be pretty speedy on getting the next centrifuge in place. On the subject of which, how are we doing? No copper at all in that one. There is enough in there though, so let's pull the lever. Let it do its thing. Right, and then I need to wire those. That's not going to be enough cable to do everything, but I can at least start. I'm going to have to run a vertical cable up here, aren't I? Okay, at least I can see where it needs to go. Right, that's starting to empty. Let's go build the other one before we have a disaster. And I need 3 more iron steel sheets as well. 1, 2, and that's number 3. Let's pull that. Stack them with those. Okay, I'm going to have to smelt some more iron. Yes, there it is. That's more important. I'll finish that in a minute. Right, okay, as soon as that has smelted, then we've got enough. In fact, if I'm smart, just borrow this stacker to do this. Split that into 5. Actually, could have just flicked it off at 5, couldn't I? But there we go. Might as well let it finish now. Trick is to do this before the stacker spits something out the wrong way. There we go, hopefully that's even enough cable. It might not be, but can't say I didn't try. Grab that for later.
Power critical.
Oops. Could do that. Come on, how close is that? 65. I think I can just about make it. Very much feeling pressure of time here now. 92. Come on! Let's go, go, go. Okay, switch that battery. Get this centrifuge. Wash it in. Come on. In the right place. It should go yellow. We should have the slot all prepared for it. Have to get up here. I can't see what I'm doing. Right, come on. Should slot in here beautifully. Right, there we go. Is that lined up? Yep, perfect. Good. Okay, then we do that, and we do that. Should have brought the labeler out. Could have renamed them. Right, now I'm going to have to drop down here. How am I going to connect these most efficiently? I'm actually going to have to connect each one here, aren't I, because of where the ducting is. Never mind, it'll do. Let that spin up. Right, I'm not quite going to have enough here. Close, but not enough. Okay, so I'm going to need 1, 2, 3 more, I think, just to connect that. I mean, actually, given that there's nothing in that one, because it's the last one in the sequence, I'm going to nick 3 off there. There we go. It's starting to spin up. So if I trigger this now, so that one's now full. So the next one will go up here and should go straight into that centrifuge. So we should be filling 2, then that one, which is should probably be called 4, then 1, then 3. It's a bit of a mad sequence, but it does the job. Right, okay, I need to... I can manage without labelling them. I know which 2 they're not. Oh, of course I can only see 3. Right, that's fine. Okay, well, that's good enough. That one's running. Yeah, the other one just needs a bit more connection. There we are, that is now processing. Brilliant. I don't think I have any copper in this one, do I? Not to speak of. Okay, well, that's a start. Right, I think at this point I'm also going to reprocess that reagent. Let's just tidy up a bit in here. Be nice if we've got some automation around this as well. This is a frequent task, but oops, wrong one. Okay. Whoops. Went in, that's good. Right, okay. So whilst that is waiting, I am going to probably use the rest of this steel. Got 2 frames, but I'm going to need somewhat more. Right, so initially I'm going to need, I think, a 3x3 room, which means I need frames realistically on each side, and it's going to end up pressurized, so it's going to be 9 for the floor, 9 for the ceiling, so that's 18 frames. And it's going to need oh no, hang on, actually I want to pressurize it so that I can just use a wall to the vent room, so I don't need 9 for everything. Okay, let's build a 3x3 and see where we go. I'm going to join this on my thinking is I'm going to put this on behind where the furnace is currently sat, and I'm going to create a slightly better temperature area where we can a bit more safely start to do some work on the gases without the pipes blowing out the whole time. I will need some insulated pipe though. I don't have the steel, so I will need to do another steel smelt. That's okay. We have the materials. Let's let this finish. Actually, while I'm waiting, why don't I grab that. That's probably about done. Perfect. Okay. So we'll get out here. Actually, right, first things first, let's throw this in here. Go. Can go and get dealt with. Right, so I'm going to leave a bit of room here, because I do want space for a little bit of a corridor. I may want to, at some point, connect this to the hab. Really, I probably should have built the furnace one further across. Guess it's not too late. So just take a look from above. Make sure I've worked this out right. So if I do want to connect it to the hab, then logically, actually I could build a link corridor through here. No, that's fine. Actually, I have built it in the right place. More by luck than judgment, I must say, but I have actually put it where I wanted it. Or it turns out I want it where I have happened to have put it, actually, to be a bit more accurate about this. Yeah, that's fine. Right, okay, so we'll weld those. This might be a bit challenging. No roof, because I need to double weld them. Right, let's at least get to a stage that I can land and stand on it, and I've got some chance of managing to hit what I'm aiming at. And that one. Now for the tricky bit. Come on, back down. Whee. Right, okay. Okay, last one before the one we're going to stand on the ground for anyway. Get in here. I have achieved orbital flight. Maybe not quite, but there's not much to see up here, is there? There we go. Right. Okay. So the idea here, CO2, lovely, is we're going to switch out that frame at some point for a wall. We're going to use steel walls because they're a bit more pressure tolerant, and we're going to actively have a turbo pump connected on here to suck it through into the other room. It's not yet a room. And we're going to suck everything in there from the furnace before it freezes, and then we're going to process the hot gas. And we will still use the cold temperatures to get some recovery, but we will do it in a somewhat more controlled way than we have been. That's the plan. Anyway, in the meantime, battery is not charging awfully well, is it? Suggests that we are now using more power, which was what I was coming in to check. I think we'd best damn. Yeah, just the time I wanted to have no power left in any batteries. That's amazing. It hasn't got too much. I thought we'd have loads of volatiles in there, but there's not too much. Right, that's still fully charged. Okay, so I think probably where we're at is that the draw and the charge are getting close to imbalance, so these are not really charging anymore. So I probably need to add one more generator on the roof. Yeah, that's slowly depleting. Okay. This is going to be annoying, but yes, because that's not even reached 1% charge. I'm going to just shove that in that corner. Come on, go down. Okay. Get some charge in these. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. That's annoying. Just make sure there's no volatiles left in here to explode. Right, okay, we've at least got 32% charge in there. Just mindful that my soup battery's at 30% and this is at 30-ish%, and the one outside's probably at 30-ish%, so it's looking good in here though, isn't it? What's the atmosphere like? We're starting to consume CO2 quite quickly in here. Help. I'm guessing I probably thought I'd be able to breathe in that. I guess the pressure's just a bit too low. I should be able to breathe in it, honestly. I mean, it said low, not critical, so I'll take it. Right, let's get the seeds. Don't want to sow any more, but I do want to just harvest seeds, just in case something goes horribly wrong. A dead plant that has got seeds is dead, and the seeds are dead. A dead plant that you've taken the seeds from is still useful later. Or at least the seeds are. This is what I should have planted, same altogether. This is a little bit fiddly. Got a stock of seeds now though. That's all the wheat. Get over there. Potato. Potato. Any more potato? Any more potato seeds? Yep. Okay. Get over there as well. Potato seeds. Potato. Potato. Potato, potato. Right, okay. That's pretty good stock. Now, right, okay, so we've got 14 wheat and we've got 19 potato. That's still heading towards seeding, so the soy is not quite done. Oh, that one is. Okay, well, we're now back to the point that we've got the same number of soy, no more soy than we started with, and much more of everything else, so that's good. Right, I'm not planting anything else for now. I need to just keep that stuff going. What's the power holding up? 26%, so it's definitely going down. Okay, we might have to deactivate one of those centrifuges until we're a little bit more power on the roof. Okay, let's go take a quick look. No, I'm short of copper. So that is still my next bottleneck. Copper, I need iron in there. Okay, next 10 copper are going to make one of those. Actually, I should turn that off because I could have started building some walls. Let me just check before I do this. The pressure differential that a standard wall can take. Wall, composite wall. 300 kPa, that should be fine. That's more than the atmospheric pressure. Yeah, let's do it. Right, okay, so I'm going to want to put in 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, plus another 9, so 20 balls. Let's use nearly all my steel. I'm pretty sure making enough plastic sheets to finish them is going to use all of my silicon, but actually there's some more in there.
Power critical.
Oh, power critical. Don't really want to just leave that going, but I'm going to have to go and sort my power out, so I may as well at least do this. Oh dear. Not so good. Not so good at all. I don't know what that is, where it came from, but you can go there. I'm going to have to get inside. Probably don't need the light on, to be honest, but I'm going to need to turn off the main power system to get these batteries charged. That's irritating. It's the kind of thing that it's not life-threatening, it's just a waste of time. Would have been life-threatening a little while ago, to be fair, but what I need now is really good wind out there. That would be really nice. Take the 18% that is in that one. Right, I hear it spinning, that's a good start. Not much difference than what's just natively in the pipe, and with no power on, that's all we're getting. But may as well take the opportunity to sort myself out while I'm in here. Right. Okay, how's this coming along? 36%. Keep going, keep going. Have all of the power. I'll take it at 50%. Right. It's not great, but let's get systems back online again before we start causing damage to the greenhouse. Okay, that's holding steady. Okay, I think we need to turn one of these off now. It's becoming a little bit beyond a joke. No, that gets me to 72%. Right, okay, let's get cracking in here. So, what we're going to do... Start by doing that. It's following me around the room now. Of course there's no battery in that. Hopefully there's a bit in here. Yes there is. Good. Couldn't be bothered to go back and get the last charge battery, and I'm not sure it would have been a wise move anyway. Right. So what we're going to do here, just thinking about the best way to configure this. Oh, come on. That's what I wanted. Except I want it that way round and I want it there. These walls available from the inside, so we'll be able to connect stuff to. Right now I need to think about how we're going to get in and out. Probably put an airlock in the middle of this wall here. So we'll do that. Have a nice shortcut now for cutting through here. Let's go make the rest of the walls. Let's just do this because it's just too annoying otherwise. Right, we need 4 more. actually, before I stop there, I'm going to need another steel frame, so I may as well make one. Because we're going to need to build an airlock. Probably need 3 steel frames, because I may need to put that down to vacuum, I suspect. The last of that over there. This goes in here. Can we make one of these? No, not quite. Any more? No, of course not. Okay. Well, we're going in the right direction, but we have not yet arrived. Actually, those now become wait a minute, I thought I printed another frame. No, I clearly can't count. Okay, I've got to get rid of some of this stuff. Let's get rid of this. I think this is the one I threw in previously that blew all the way back. Maybe. That's definitely gone in that time anyway. Right, wall, grinder. Do not worry, they will not be wasted. Back here, you. Right, so the idea is we're going to seal this in here. There we go. Right, so it still needs a bit of work. We need another frame there, but we'll seal this in. And then from there, I'm hoping we can create a slightly warmer area. And what will that do? Well, at that point what we'll do is, actually I can do it now, I could just strip this frame and reuse it, thinking about it. That saves a bit of steel. That's great, that can go in there. Right, and then what that will do is give us a place that we can start to process some of the exhaust gas. So this now goes through here. That needs to... wait a minute. Is that the edge? Yes, it is. So that should go there. There we go. We'll put one here. I'm not going to do that yet because this is actually really convenient. So I think we're going to end up doing one more smelt before this is fully functional. Not least because we can't close that or that, and we do not have the doors to close that either yet. But what I'll then do is I will strip this to be just nitrogen. So we'll take the volatiles out, we'll save them somewhere, and we will warm it to maybe 20 degrees. We'll bring the hot gas through and store it in a tank in here. and then we'll start to use some of the waste heat, get ideally some Stirling engines going, and just generally start to organise how we recapture that gas so that we have fewer burst pipes. That's the plan. Right, don't think I have any steel. I have some in here. No. I do have some in here. Start with that. Yeah. Don't really want to reject everything that's in here, but I think we'll have to do it. Need that. That and that go back in there. Stack that spare solder for now. I'm unlikely to use it in anything else, but you never know. Quick tidy up whilst I'm waiting. Because although that's pretty quick, I think it's going to need a little bit longer. We're doing nearly there. We'll start with about 30. And let's make, so we need 2, I think. Okay. Let's just check. Yeah, we're getting charged now. Okay. So let's enclose this. Almost right. I needed 32. Right, and well, that actually I didn't. I needed 36 because I need to fix that all up. Right, so we need 6 more of these. Realistically, we need more than that, because I'm going to need some doors, but I can't make doors yet because I don't have enough copper. I don't even have enough iron in that one. Right, let's get some iron smelted. Okay. Right, now we've got some battery charge. I might flick that back on for a bit. That's probably the most critical one, to be honest. Okay, for the short term, I'm just going to close this wall up. Because we're going to need to do a smelt. I was hoping I could get away without doing one until everything was ready, but sadly, that is not the case. Gonna have to go mine some more of this stuff soon as well. Okay, so let's pop that off there for a minute. Stick it in there. Okay, and we'll have Two of them. Get in there. We'll have... No, one. 5 of them. Get in there. Burn. Okay, nearly there. Maybe hot enough for steel, not quite. No, not quite. It's going to need another couple, I reckon. There we go. Nice bit of steel. Right. I've got a little bit of time until that cools down, so... Right, in the meantime, so one of the things I needed steel for was to make some insulated pipes. Okay, we don't have any copper come through while I've been out, have we? Oh, we do. Easy. Now I'm going to have to make that annoying decision between do I do the thing I should do, which is to build another wind turbine, which we'll use. Actually, I only need three more copper to make a wind turbine, plus enough for some cable. So let's see, that might actually work. Might be enough to do that and make 2 doors. Be very helpful. That's enough for now. Just realised that actually I probably shouldn't have shredded that airlock circuit board because I could have used it. It wouldn't have been ideal, but it would have been enough to do the job. Right, okay, so we'll make 2 doors. 1, 2, need some more plastic sheets for that. Composite door needs... Composite door. Composite was not a good word to choose, was it? There we go. 1 plastic, 1 glass. And that will take 300 kPa, so that's perfect. So we need 2 of them. 1, 2. I need 2 of them. 1, 2. Lovely. That's that and that. So hopefully I can get all this in my backpack. Just about. Nice, there we go. Okay, so let's get some more power up on the roof. This is the last one I can do before I need to do proper rewiring. No, dragged the wrong thing. go. Hopefully that will be enough just to get us back in balance, and these will start charging up rather than discharging. I think they're at least staying flat, which I suppose is a start. It's a fair point, though. I probably shouldn't bother connecting that fourth centrifuge for now. I mean, I can use this if I need to, but I'd rather not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now then. This is going to need some stairs to get in here later, but for now, this will become our exhaust annex, for want of a better word. So I will be modifying those pipes to come through, so that's where it connects to the actual furnace, but modifying that to run along here. Right, and I'll save myself a few up here. I'm just doing this to get them out of my inventory, really. Okay, that should be enough room anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring just a normal pipe in through the wall, which we are going to attach to an atmosphere processor. Obviously I've got to get power in here before I do anything else. We need to get this airlock built. But I'm going to use an atmosphere processor, and I'm going to use that with filters to remove the volatiles from the atmosphere. We'll just feed them off to an insulated tank for now. Just thinking about whether to just use normal, might use a normal tank. If I can dump enough heat from that exhaust into the room. Depends whether I can dump enough heat from the exhaust into the room. If I can dump enough heat from the exhaust into the room to get it up to 20, and then it will stay there, or something in that region, even if it's, as long as it's above about -10, that would work. Give it a go. It's a lot cheaper to do it that way. Reduce the visual clutter a little bit in there so we can see what's going on. Right, there we go. That's the answer, is I do not have a lot of ore left right now. But everything's kind of ticking over. Thank you. I'll make a couple of these. I'm thoughtful about this. I'm not sure this is a good or a stupid idea. Depends on whether or not there's enough heat in one furnace burn to warm the room enough that it doesn't liquefy the gas. Can't do anything yet anyway, because I'm definitely going to need a volume pump, and I'm going to need active vents and all sorts, so I need copper. I am basically stuck without copper now. I think think in principle it could work. Actually, what I could do, I say I'm stuck with that. What I could do is I could lay out some more frames. I may as well build a walkway actually directly to. Maybe if I've got enough steel, it's better than going down and then back up some stairs. I suspect it actually uses fewer resources as well. What I will need in that room is a normal tank to store the atmospheric. I need copper for that as well, don't I? Of course I do. Can't make anything without copper. Don't think I can do it with an insulated one. No, it still needs copper. Alright, well, we'll just have to wait. So much for planning ahead. I'll get these made, and I'll lay out at least some access to where that needs to go. Going to need a ton of copper anyway for the cabling as well. We really just need copper urgently now. It's becoming a bit tedious. It's annoying we didn't find a nice big copper vein right near base. I know we found that one when I smashed the helmet, but that's basically mined out and it wasn't awfully big. At least if I can get the structure of this right, we've got to start. So no, it wasn't. Wishful thinking, I thought I saw stuff coming. How are these coming along? I've only got 5 in there. 13 in there. Oh, everything's critical. Let's do that. We'll worry about the hunger later. Connect this across here. No point in going further. One. Right. And then I may as well start building this out because we've got plenty more we're going to need to build here. Let's just go like this, I think. So this will start to be where we'll begin to do some gas processing. The idea is if I can do a lot of the separation here, it's easy to pipe it back into the hab, but I want to probably pass the hot gas further, and I'll put some on the end here once this is fully built out, or maybe on the side, maybe that side where I've got space. I will put down some Stirling engines to basically convert heat into electricity, which has 2 benefits. One is electricity is always good, and 2 is it's going to cool the gas down. The idea being that by the time it gets piped into sorted tanks, which will probably be in this room, although that said, we might move the gas tanks to the end and cool it at this stage, but might be a little while till I can build a Stirling engine given the state of my resources, so that's what I'm sort of thinking. I might just go straight to at least containerising some gas. But by the time it gets tanked, it's ready to be routed in there. It's at a sensible temperature. So that's what basically we're going to try to do here, is to get to a state where everything is a bit more manageable. Could probably take that unit off there now, couldn't I? Might as well. Then we can stick it on the corner. Obviously I still need some more steel sheets, but at least starting to get an idea of where the atmosphere processor will sit. I reckon that's going to come out to about here, which is why I'm thinking if I'm then going to drive some power off the waste heat, could tuck it in that side, but then that means I can't ever expand the hab in this direction. Probably it's smarter to expand that out here and use this as more of a corridor. Definitely don't want to block myself from expanding that later. That's ejecting now, good. Okay, that's a bit of copper, that'll get us doing something useful. Right, let's get back in here. Nothing's come through yet. Let's hope I connected those chutes up correctly. Oh no, here we go. That's good. It's obviously just taking a bit longer than I expected to spin down. Well, 15 copper, let's not go wild. It's a start though, I shan't complain. I mean, at least it's now processing faster than it was, so it should start to speed everything up. It's just a bit frustrating. I'm going to use all of this to make cable, because I've got to run cable to that new building. I've got to also connect up an airlock in there, so I'm going to need tons. Can't see that 30 cable is going to be anything like enough. Right, we'll just leave that stacking. Should probably go in and eat. Before I do that though, I'm going to go and see if I can track down any of that pollutant that I threw away in frustration in previous episodes, thinking what's the point of this, because I've got a bit of a plan for what I want to use it for now. I think I can use it in a phase change device for part of this cooling loop, but I don't know where it's gone, so not to worry. We seem to be generating plenty of it. I could use something else, it just seemed like a good use of something we've got lots of. Good to know there's some iron there. I don't know where it went. No matter, there'll be more where that came from. Most important thing is it didn't end up in the atmosphere in the base. Yeah, don't know where it's gone. Blown away by the winds of Titan. Right, is this finished printing yet? Yep. Okay, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to go inside and eat. Seems like a reasonable plan at this point. Before I do anything else though, stand clear, because I have no idea whether the pressure is going to be high or low in there. It's pretty high. Oh yeah, it's really high. Okay, Anytime you're ready, thank you. Right, nice. An airlock full of ethane again. Right, now this probably doesn't need a fancy set of... Don't really want to get stuck in this airlock, but it's not quite the same as if the airlock fails. And that's going to go over there. That's going to be a straight one there. That's going to be... Okay, right. Well, I've used nearly all the cable before I've even... half of it. I've even got close, but there we are. Right. Now, we come out the bottom here? Yes, we can, actually. Nice. So we'll connect that to there. Actually, probably could have saved a cable. That's fine. And then we'll run this along here. Looking forward to the multi-segment cables. That would be nice. I might even have nearly enough to connect it. Look at that, I'm just a couple short. So in theory I could connect, actually I could connect it, it would be worth it for the doors. I was like, I could connect it, but there's no point. But actually, there is a point. Make it a lot easier to come and go later. There we go. Nice. Okay, there we go, that's good. Right, do I dare risk opening this again? Okay, that's not too insane in here. I mean, it's about to be when I put this on, I suspect, but... Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's probably all vented through the broken pipe. A little bit still coming out, not much though. Yeah, I know, I need to go and eat. I know, I'm just trying to see if there's anything to be had in here, but there's not. Alright. Well... let's go, go, go. Let's put these back in here. Okay, back inside. Eat and drink. Clean my filters. Change my battery. Actually thinking rather than using all the cereal bars, I might actually eat a potato. If I have enough cable, I can't remember whether I had enough cable to connect the microwave oven. I did indeed. Let's microwave some potatoes. This is the advantage of having this right here. It's ready to cook straight away. Potato seed? No. Okay, well, we'll stick them on there. Eat the potato. There we go, our very first Martian dinner. Martian? Titanium dinner. Not titanium, Titanian. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is. I probably should find out. but definitely not Martian. I don't know where that came from. Get the soybean seeds. Okay, cool. Right, that has secured good seed stocks. I'm not going to increase the planting any further than I need to from here on till I'm ready. Let's stop the seeds. Let's go seeds. Just collect any more seeds that are here. No, I think that's all of them. Yep. Alright. Okay, well, here we go. This seems like a sensible place to end the episode. We have made it to day 33, so we've been here more than a month now. And expanded the production speed with the additional centrifuge, and also started work on the gas processing, which will obviously be a major step forward when we can start to properly recapture furnace gas rather than... Thank you. Right, okay, will that stabilise? There we go. Right, okay, so good progress this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you can see the direction of travel. I have a plan when we have enough materials for gas processing now, rather than it just being a bit random. First thing we'll need to do, or one of the early things we need to do, is to start getting the CO2 out of there and pipe it obviously across into the greenhouse. That will allow me to expand the greenhouse further. That will create more oxygen, and everyone will be happy. That's the plan anyway. So that's it for this time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope to see you on the next video. As I always say, if you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. It does really help the visibility of the channel. And tell your friends, share on Reddit, share on Steam discussions, anything else when you think someone might be interested. That would also be deeply appreciated. Till next time, see you later.